So welcome, my dear watercolor friends, to a small series of tutorials for loose watercolors, which demonstrate you the possibilities of the brushes I use. So these are the brushes I mainly use for my watercolors. We have two Chinese brushes. We have this huge brush from the German Watercolor Club by Linneo. This is a pointer brush by Alvaro Castañer, which is pretty nice for expressive lines. And last but not least, these two flat brushes, 80mm and 50mm synthetic spin brushes by Da Vinci. Okay, and all this series is about practices to getting loose and learn about the opportunities of your brushes, okay? Hi my dear watercolor friends, today another short tutorial about loose brush techniques, and today I'm demonstrating the possibilities with this pretty wide flat brush. It's 80mm Da Vinci spin, and I've taken a bigger sheet for today's demonstration just because of the size of the brush. But I'm trying to paint another old house scene for you. So, like with the other brushes, the varieties are almost endless. We can combine dry brush with parts that are more wet with more paint. I hope my mobile phone will survive this demonstration because it's almost on the sheet to show you a close-up. So something darker here. So you see we have already a sketch of our house here. Now we can add a few things around it. Isn't that nice? Let's add more water down here. And more water up here. And then we just combine it some darker stuff. So you can use this brush for suggesting some palm leaves here, for instance. So it's pretty cool to use it this way, and it's so much fun because it's so fast and it's full of dynamic. This is what I really love about watercolor painting. Can suggest things, just some brushes here. It's just more water. So we can add texture to our picture just by taking off paint. And we can add it again somewhere else. So to prevent puddles, we can shake our painting just a little bit. So the water so we let it run. And then we can just take off a little bit where we don't want it. And to create more texture where we want. So now let's add a few more darks. It's still pretty wet, everything, so we can really mess around here. And this should be a little bit more dark up here. And now I think I'm done with this flat brush, but now we can have a few expressive elements with the Chinese brush into the wet surface. So it's important to paint these pretty bold without the fear of making mistakes, because if you are too careful, too afraid of making mistakes, it doesn't look cool. And the only way to get loose is to practice as often as you can. So to be honest, practice is, I think, everything, almost everything you need to paint loose watercolors. So I think in general everybody could paint this way. You just have to do it, and you just have to practice as often as possible. I don't believe in something like a God-given talent too much. Maybe it's 10% talent and 90% practice. It's that easy, I think. Take off some, so we can then use the finer brush to add the last details. I wouldn't even call them details, it's just a few lines to bring in a little bit more of my personal style. Okay. So I can really recommend to do these practices again and again, because it really helps to loosen up your brush work when you know how to use any brush and using all the possibilities. So I hope you like this little tutorial. Just practice, and if you want, write me and show me your own results. Happy painting, everybody. Bye bye.